Today we're going to talk about never doubting yourself, never doubt the human spirit. Hello legends and super legends, welcome to Veloharmony. Today's video is unusual in that I want to talk about believing in the human spirit and believing in yourself no matter what the odds are. What made me decide to do this video, we have one of our legends called Tony Sweet, who I've been communicating with, and I found out that he has this debilitating disease that is genetically acquired, and there's not much you can do with it. It's lifelong, and there's no cure. I'm going to read his email before we get into the details of it. Tony sent me an email early July. We've been communicating for a while about different things. And he told me, he said, his grandson, whose also name is Anthony, our youngest legend yet. I'm going to put his pictures up here. He's caught in the action watching Veloharmony.com. It just blew my mind when I saw that. And so I asked Tony for more pictures. And that's how we got going. And then from one conversation to the next, I guess he felt comfortable enough and he decided to tell me this on one email. He said he had only, he told me he owned the Velomobile. I'll put the picture here. So I asked him in a little while, I said, can you send me pictures of the inside of the Velomobile? Just to kind of, because I was not familiar with it. And then I went online and looked up, there's a channel on YouTube that basically focuses on the Velomobile. And I saw people riding them. And he told me he was riding around at, he does 30 to 50 miles without thinking about it. Now, that's amazing when you find out what's going on with Tony. Tony says, I am disabled, and for 17 years, I have done nothing but lay in a bed or sit on a couch. That's a long time. Now, I have this bike. I can get up and move. The doctors don't want me walking, but I can sit in this bike and pedal. I have two diseases, he says. One is called Marfan's. Marfan's is a genetically acquired disease, and what it is affects. Let me read the specifics here because I went ahead and looked it up. I was curious to know what was going on with this disease. It's called Marfan syndrome. Marfan syndrome is a genetic disorder that affects the body's connective tissue, which holds all the body's cells, organs, and tissue together. It also plays an important role in helping the body grow and develop properly. And some people that have Marfan syndrome end up with scoliosis, which is a curvature of the spine. And that affects Tony. I'll put a picture of his MRI. Let me go back to his email. He says he has Marfan's. And the other disease he has is osteoporosis. The osteoporosis, from what his doctor tells him, is the worst case she has ever seen in anyone. I will put the MRI picture here again. He said, I am told to do what a 100-year-old woman would do and nothing more. I even tried working out in a pool doing yoga with old ladies. Doing that put me in the hospital. The Marfan's has caused the discs in my back to fall apart. Marfan's affects the skeletal system, the connective tissues. He says, I have more than 5 that are bulging into my spinal cord. I have broken my neck once, and I have crushed multiple vertebrae in my back. One time, all I was doing was picking up something, and I broke my back. He said, I love your channel, and I watch all your videos. Please keep up the great work, and someday I hope to be a patron or a legend. Now, I read that so you would know. Fast forward, he gets this bike and he says he can now ride for 30 to 50 miles without thinking about it, around 30 miles per hour. On the flats, he uses only 160 watts. He said he can ride at 160 watts, which gives him 30 miles an hour for 3 hours, and then he's done. He's tired, or, he's completed his workout. I was like, wow. So that's what made me go check out the Velomobile. And yeah, there are a lot of people riding even faster than what he was riding for longer periods of time. Now, if you're climbing or going uphill, it takes more work because it's heavy. It's really great for flat to rolling terrain. So you can kind of carry the speed, but not for steep grades. And so I researched it. I was like, Mom, this would be nice to have depending on where you live, because you could go fast without sweating like a pig. Depending on what you wear. But basically, you could do 30 miles an hour. It's a good clip on a flat road to get you, commute or whatever. But anyhow, this communication with him gave me the idea to say, I'm going to do a video that focuses on how we cannot give up. Because when I was growing up, I would complain about something and my mom would say, someone always says, I don't have shoes until they meet someone who has no feet. So it's a situation where that the doctors told him, don't do anything. He tried to do yoga. It put him in the hospital. Most people would have given up. He didn't. He kept trying. And now he found this bike, this Velomobile, that literally has saved his life. So now he has a life. And now you can see pictures of him and our youngest legend watching us ride. So when he's not riding, he watches the channel. It motivates him to go back out there and ride. So I'm glad that he found the channel. But I wanted to just tell everybody that I'm not anti-doctor, even though I say, like he mentioned, he said, don't listen, get those. At the end of the videos, I say, keep those doctors fired or whatever. I'm not anti-doctor. What I mean is that sitting around, if he were laying around like the doctors said, his quality of life would not be there. He'd probably be depressed or whatever else, get bed sores, all of that. He doesn't have to deal with that. Now he's got something to look forward to every day. That's what I mean. It's kind of like by staying active, all the sedentary diseases we get, you can get rid of that. You can just prevent that. You're not going to get that. That's what I mean when I say keep those doctors fired. Because there are people like in my family that have high blood pressure because they're not active and they're on pills. They got pills. They might as well have their own little drugstore. I was headed in that direction. Some doctor wanted to put me on pills. I'm like, forget you. He didn't have my baseline or anything. He said, oh, well, your cholesterol's higher than who? You don't know me. You have not established what my levels are. He just assumed, based on the numbers that they use, and so I felt above the median or whatever. That's what he said. So I just decided I was going to continue, because this was after I had stopped competing. And for a while, I was just in corporate America working and I was not active. So I just got back into riding. And really, that's why I'm trying to diversify now to do this more full time. And people like Abel Baget make that happen, and all the other patrons and legends on the channel and supporters. I appreciate that. But in summary, no matter what's going on with you, whether it's you get an injury or you say, oh, well, I'm 45, I haven't been riding, I haven't been doing anything, just get out and do something. Go for a walk, ride your bike if you have it, ride your mountain bike. You don't need to get anything fancy. There is no particular bike that qualifies you as a cyclist. Just a bike, any bike, whatever you can afford. Get a used bike. They got them on the pawn shops. People, get money, gets tight. People pawn their bikes. There are good bikes there. It doesn't need to be a brand name or anything fancy. Get something, make sure it fits you. You will have more fun. You get out there. That's what this is about. So no matter what is going on with you, always believe in yourself. The human spirit can trump all, because Tony could have laid down and done nothing and just behave like a 100-year-old person and then be depressed and all the other stuff that comes along with it when you feel like you're kind of wasting away. But he seemed like somebody who has the motivation to always try to do something. That's why he tried the yoga in the pool. Well, that didn't work. And so here it is now. He found something that worked. So I'm glad that he was able to find something. So the rest of us out there, no matter how things look, no matter how bleak they look, keep pushing, keep trying for whatever you think will work. This is the reason why when I go out to ride, this group that we found, I really enjoy riding with them. How, we ride fast and then we have a hiatus where we make sure we check on everybody else, because I want everybody to come out and ride. We need more people riding bikes, because that will keep them out of these hospitals that we have to go to get drugs because of the lifestyle that we lead over here. So I'm going to just end it there to just say that Keep your head up no matter what's going on with you. Stay active because it does make a difference. Okay? So keep those doctors fired by keeping the K's